Welcome to a moment of intriguing introspection beyond the realms of fear, hesitancy, and doubt. A deep dive into the questions of the ages shared with the courage that may challenge perception, yet teases open the expansive depth of conscious awareness. This is a rare and unique moment in our collective history. And beyond all sense of dogma, I am Master Lady Kira Ra, promising to call forward the essence of all that you are. Join me as I offer the latest self-ascension revelations with supportive wisdom. And why not remember that peace, love, and joy are your birthright? So this is the moment to bring your hand to your heart and to give yourself the gift of relaxing into a deep breath with a wondrous exhale. I look forward to joining you right now in another episode of Expanding Consciousness. Well, namaste, everyone, and welcome to Expanding Consciousness. I am Master Lady Kira Ra, so honored to share this moment, this incredible moment with you. You know, today my heart was just filled with the joy and the energy here at Tosa Blue Mountain Sanctuary and the incredible Andes Mountains of Ecuador with our water therapy center. And you can see the beautiful water that's behind me there. And right in front of me is our pool with the infinity symbol in it. And I'm watching the way that the water is bubbling right now, because that is the moment of consciousness that we have arrived into, are experiencing, and are getting ready to dive into the awareness of our choice. Now, breathe. Sit back a second, bring your hands to your heart. If everything like that I just said, you went, wait a minute, whoa, where am I? Who am I? And why am I here? I want to thank you for just hanging in there. We are at a crucible moment of our collective conscious awareness. And in that crucible moment, and in what many call the Kali Yuga, and in the great debate of dates and everything that is of linear experience, in this moment, you found this podcast, this show, this program. You found this right now because deep within inside of you, there is a seed. And that seed's been there forever. It can never not be there. However, you, and I mean you, or you wouldn't be here right now, you found this experience of expanding consciousness to have a moment, this extraordinary 27 minutes to just give yourself an opportunity to imagine, why not? How about now? To relax questioning for the sake of questioning, and to actually understand that, yeah, there is a fine print in consciousness. There really is. How many people do you know, or maybe you're one of those that is always looking for the other shoe to fall, or always looking for the fine print, or derailing your joy when it's right in front of you, right? We've all been there. I think I wore that crown for many, many years. And then there was that moment of saying, really, you know, is it always going to just be this? Is it always going to come to this? And how much longer do I need to be standing inside of myself screaming, let me out? Screaming, I am tired of conforming to this when I am this. This is who I am, guys, you know, win, lose, draw. And the gift of arriving there, it took me 64 years to really embody it. But it comes to the moment of understanding the fine print, the recognition of what the ultimate, and I mean ultimate, put it in big lights and letters, the ultimate need to know is all about. So that's where we're going today. And that's where we're going to insert into this encyclopedia of consciousness. If it's your first time discovering this show, welcome. I'm so grateful you found us. If you've been with us since the very beginning, if you've been someone that I've had the honor of knowing for many, many years, thank you. Because you are here in whatever experience of time that you are in whatever potentiality, because this streams out exponentially. And so knowing that in conscious awareness, we're saying thank you. Thank you to all that are here right now, because I feel the fullness of this divine presence with you. And it is an honor and it is a gift. And it touches my heart really deeply. This is the gift of happiness. in that unfolding of that ultimate need to know basis, we begin to come into the peace. And I want you to really feel that. Feel the breath of peace. Ave. Breath of peace. And this is truly the peace that passeth all understanding. Because when the mind is engaged, we are immediately limiting that which I am as you are. And in this field and in this potentiality, in a world where we know it as November 19, 2024, when this was captured into this field for conscious awareness to expand with and through, what we know is that the experience of relaxing out of the mind has never been supported more than it is right now. And that as we are heading into a very much collision with consciousness and awareness, and we're heading into a polarity dynamic that's going to be really entering into this field of potentiality in January, all the pieces are moving right now. So whatever pieces that you're looking at right now, this is the moment to gain the smile and the wisdom and the ability to harness the precious gift of the need to know moment and the relaxing of the sake of questioning just a question, to be in the focus of what is right unfolding before you. So I want to invite you right now into this recognition of this foundation of conscious awareness. So relax into breathing that, a foundation of conscious awareness, meaning that to arrive into a trust, because that's what it is. And remember that trust and love are just opposite sides, same coin. If you're trusting, you're loving. If you're loving, you're trusting. The more you trust, the more you can love. Love, trust, they're the same energy field. And so if you can exhale into trust through the embrace of love, then you arrive at this foundation of conscious awareness, because you're stepping through the fields of judgment. Because it is in the fields of judgment that the universe comes forward and offers us the blessing of a veil. And this is what this need to know basis is. It's a veil. It's the understanding of that which is waiting behind that, which has been waiting for you to look at without fear and without hesitancy and without any doubt at all. And excuse me, and this is the powerful and, right? As if all that isn't powerful enough. The powerful and in this experience is that when you are in these experiences, when you're in that moment, how quickly are you able to break free from the density that's trying to entrap you and hold you back, that has habits that have done nothing except entrap you in anger and lack of forgiveness and judgment and the ultimate pity party. It's like the greatest ego of all. So it's right there. And so imagine that ego that is wrapped up saying, when is the shoe going to drop? Show me this, show me that. Everything that can be done to stop what is a jewel, a diamond, that which you are. Because in the fine print of consciousness, in that need to know basis, is the opportunity for you to smile and relax into you, to rise and see the gift of all of it. And in order to do that, and I'm just going to take a breath on that, to rise through the gift, to be able to see all of it, is to be able to be of the greatest service of all. Because you're able to first and foremost forgive yourself. You call in this need to know basis. And I'm going to talk about this fine print and the way the universe gives us these contracts and how everybody talks about these contracts. In all of this, in everything before you right now, is you It is that 0 point energy field that's calling out to you and saying, hey, pay attention. What do you really want? Because if you're really clear on what you really want and you're not focused on how you can't, and instead you're focused on this is it. What is that? It's that steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust, which is the dive into love. It is the ultimate trust fall, because it's the trust fall into the arms of love. Notice how you're breathing. So let's talk about those contracts a little bit. Let's go back. I want to talk about that because I'm confident you've heard a lot of things, and even hearing that word calls forward a lot of energy. What is a contract? Well, theoretically, it's an agreement, and it's an agreement that's needed between however many parties because of a lack of trust. Thereby, if this written agreement is put together because of a lack of trust, thereby there is lack of clarity, lack of trust, thereby there cannot be any love that is coming from the highest center of love, not the root center of love. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So the reason for a contract is to replace love. I want you to really take that in, because this is part of what's birthing. This is part of the New World experience. This is part of the community of true tribal oneness. You know, being part Indigenous myself, it gives me that opportunity to espouse that when we sit in a sacred circle, nothing should be held more sacred than the bond of that circle. Because if that circle is unified in a bond where each being is clean, there is no ulterior motive, where there is no sense of anything other than the greater we. Whether that greater we is two people having the blessing of discovering each other and their one creation, whether that is a community that is coming together and forming. These round tables are what the fine print is. It's the need to know basis. We're at a moment in our collective expansion of consciousness as the infinite presence of light that you are, existing in multiple potentialities simultaneously with the awareness of extraordinary dimensional capacity. Breathe that in, rewind, listen again, slow it down. Seriously, timestamp that. So breathing through that, seeing the vastness, I often bring forward that the fine print, I think, was best beautifully illustrated in the Bhagavad Gita. At that moment, that incredible moment where Arjuna is like, show me, I want to see so much, show me. And he's begging Krishna, please show me, show it all, I need to see it all. And as Arjuna is begging and he's on the battlefield and everything is happening before him, through the gift of that love that is transcendent beyond the emotional states, that love that emits that trust, that love that is unbreakable because it's coming from the center of the core of your divine essence. In that moment, Krishna stands and opens it all. He opens up and says, this is all that I am. And Arjuna in that moment is overwhelmed by all that seems demonic and his crazy and all that seems angelic and the masterful, knowing that all of that is the limitless beingness of the Krishna essence itself, unfolding, until the point that Arjuna in the body, carrying the consciousness that is still limiting his perceptual filters, he begs Krishna, shut it down. I can't handle it, it's too much. That's the fine print. The fine print is that love. It's that, takes your breath away, right? Take a minute, I have to breathe. That really took my breath away because it's so powerful, isn't it? Gita is just so incredible. Yeah. Right? You feel that? So as you come back into that essence of being, as you really feel your heart to be standing in the essence of the love that is the core conscious awareness itself. Stay with me. Informed awareness, clear, ready, and able to be at that round table, aware of that which you are, beyond the questioning for the need to question. The need to know basis is the gift that breaks the bonds of any perception of a contract or any perception of inequity. It is that freedom that comes from the absolute knowing that as you move forward, steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust, which is love, in passionate action, in formed awareness. To carry that smile and be able to engage in a way that is joyful, playful, and filled with the recognition that, yeah, there's a lot of real awful stuff going on. And yeah, there's a lot that you can complain about, and there is a lot that you can take hours talking about. Or, inserting the big or here, consider that the fine print called you to this show today. That the fine print is inviting you to realize, maybe you're a greater contributor than you're giving yourself credit for. Maybe through your skepticism, maybe through your self-doubt, maybe through your diving into forgetting who you are. Maybe that was the ultimate conspiracy. Maybe the ultimate conspiracy was to take the jewel that you are and put so much carbon on it that diamond forgot what it was. And maybe the reason that I'm here, because it's the only reason I can think of that I'm still on the planet, is to know that you're more than that. But it doesn't matter what I know. What matters is your conscious awareness of the fine print that brought you here, that brings you to that ultimate interior question of, had I known everything it would take to get here now? How about I personalize that? Had I known sincerely that I would lose my children, that I would wind up losing everything I've ever had 3 times over, I have one thing left from all that I was in my childhood, one. And to know that I would constantly have to have the fire burn it all and bring it back again. To know that I would have to keep doing that over and over again, to witness things, to have gone through some of the traumas and all of the joy. But had I known, had that scroll been put in front of me, had the universe said, okay, here it is. You're going to wind up over here. You're going to be the first being on the planet carrying a unified field that is going to stand as a witness for others to be able to do exactly the same thing at a moment when a crescendo of consciousness is arriving, where with every breath, we are still one breath more than we've ever been before without imploding. We should be celebrating and dancing every minute. Had I known that, you think I would have said, no, thank you. Absolutely. And what about yourself? What have been some of your deepest, darkest moments along the way? The things that were like, wow, I'm glad I'm here now. I'm obviously here now because I'm ready. And get to ShriAndKira.com, learn more, get into Mondays, be there, and dive in. There's a lot going on. You're here for a reason. Learn more. And so look at those things that happen in your life. Look at how you feel about yourself. No matter where you are right now, your consciousness is continually evolving. I love the experience of evolution. I love sitting in a room quietly and not saying anything about what I may or may not know or have been through, or watching things that I know will or will not achieve the desired result. Because I sit there with the eyes of a 9th dimensional child, witnessing it all, bringing it through a transcendent state in a 7th dimensional witnessing experience that relaxes all judgment so that it can stand in the sustaining field of the fifth dimensional frequency of the witnesser aware of that which is walking around in a body of form. You can go back and listen to that one again too. If you'd have known all of this, I was the most classic, conservative, Republican, business person, only woman in a Texas good old boys club for many years, introduced as the skirt more than once. But, you know, as a single mom and I had a child to support, that me stood in those rooms and ran those companies hiding me. And it was all about money. And there was no love because it was all about contracts. Everything had to be in writing. Everything. There was no honor. And there certainly is no honor among thieves. And so there was no honor. There was merely the quest and the conquest and all of that. And witnessing it as a woman who was, at the time I didn't realize, a pioneer, just standing in that room, how big a deal that was. So because to me, it was just about doing my job. But witnessing all of that and the way that that contractual energy became the world experience of now, your fine print is everywhere. You cannot use anything without agreeing to terms. I was recently in Canada, and I'm still working on a short little film that I'm going to be really happy to bring to you soon, but I want to do it right because these people deserve me to do it right. And one of the things I noticed on the way back, I only transited through the United States, and I think most of you all know, I'm the last person on the planet that refuses to have a cell phone for many, many reasons, many. And I do not carry a cell phone. I do not use a cell phone. I do not have a cell phone. And so I was in the airport in Houston. It had been a very long journey. I was going through a lot of emotional experience, and I was like, you know what? I want a Belvedere and tonic. Yes, I occasionally have a beverage, very occasionally. But I sat down, and here's why that happened. I didn't have a cell phone. And I'm sitting down at this bar right outside the boarding gate, and you have to have a cell phone to scan the barcode. And I'm sure many of you are saying, yeah, Kira, we know this. Well, guess what? I live in my bubble of conscious awareness, sustaining a frequency. And coming out of the world I had just been in was already jarring enough. But knowing that I could no longer, and I asked to use cash and was told absolutely not. What it showed me, and I want you to really breathe that in because I'm sure many of you already know this, but for me, this was alarmingly interesting information. And obviously the reason I had wanted to do this, because that means that love is no longer involved, because trust and love are the fine print. And the universe keeps us on a need to know basis so that we keep moving forward. What is a need to know basis? It's saying that there are others, or there are forces, or there are energies, or there's whatever. Sometimes we keep ourselves on our own need to know basis, right? There is a situation or an emerging experience that somehow has been determined that you are not ready and or able to know this information. And that as events and situations move and as pieces of the puzzle start fitting into different places, suddenly you're ready to know that which you could not know frequently, because it requires your consciousness to evolve. It requires you to lift beyond that which has always been, to ignite the perceptual filters that can relax the mind from questioning for the sake of questioning, to step into the moment in the energy and the frequency that trusts you for simply being here, for simply saying hi to me, and I'm saying hi to you, and say hi to me. Give me a comment. Official Sri and Kira at YouTube. Subscribe. Give me a comment. Pass on this show. Visit SriandKira.com. We are in this moment right now together. And what is happening on our planet, what I have been personally witnessing, is that everyone is in a need to know moment. Yet that need to know moment is being questioned and forced in the experience of the fear and the negativity that is doing everything it can to keep you over here so that you're unable to foundationalize here. And I will share that, especially with the blessing of where I live and the beings that are around here. Coming back to Tosa Blue Mountain, to the pure cacao experience that is happening here, and we're talking about the ancestral cacao, the real, the protection efforts, what's happening, the group that has gathered here at Tosa Blue Mountain, the families that are coming together, the children that are here, the morning yoga that we're celebrating together, the rising community that's living here. It's just incredible. And in that, what I'm noticing is the power of the ancestral medicines in the integrity of the receptivity of them. And I encourage you to gift yourself. Come to Tosa Blue Mountain and come at New Year if you can. Go to ShriAndKira.com, learn about the New Year program here. Give yourself the gift of opening yourself more. Give yourself the gift of expanding through the sacred ancestral medicines with those who do not interface through the commercial realms, with those that are standing on this sacred land in the trust, love of those that are here to receive this energy in this way. To weave the ayahuasca, the San Pedro, the Saint Mary, to weave everything together in an experience of conscious awareness that foundationalizes us in the essence and the energy of I am here, swimming in the sea of neutrality and co-creation, igniting the law of instantaneous manifestation, thereby offering to you the tangible witnessing, the personal experience, and the knowing of the potentiality beyond that which is seeking to take control of your brain and keep you locked. It really is not that difficult to decompress, especially when you're in a valley that has zero air traffic, zero air pollution, very little and limited internet, but enough for me to do this and enough for you to stay in touch at home. And whether it's here or somewhere else, in the limited blue sky that we have left, what the universe has kept us all on a need-to-know basis. And what our beautiful, beautiful planet is sharing with us is to remember Mother Gaia herself is now telling us, because we are ready to hear, and she has kept us on a need-to-know basis. And read the 2025 predictions. The animals are speaking because Gaia is speaking, and she is saying, my beloved ones, I am tired, and I have done a lot, and I need a moment now for me. And she is telling us in every way she can. And I encourage you to please listen to all my episodes from Canada, the Wisdom Councils. The ice is melting because the North and the South are coming together. And the East and the West are similarly finding their balance, which means the center, this beautiful circle, is coming in right now. What's gathering around your round table? And remember that this is only sustained by the pillar of consciousness that is radiating to those in the table, able to sustain beyond the egoic filter that seeks to pull you back over here. Receiving the energy of love through the value, the blessing, and the depth of trust, because we have relaxed into trusting ourselves, thereby the ultimate truth detector reveals. It's you. And I invite you to let yourself dance in the if not now moment. Why not let a little joy be your guide? It's only for a little while. What do you have to lose? You're going to be kept on a need-to-know basis, so have fun with it. Many blessings, my angels, and I look forward to being with you again next week. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on Expanding Consciousness. Learn more about the Yoga of Self-Ascension at ShriAndKira.com, and make sure you're subscribed to YouTube, official Shri and Kira. Remember, you are the gift. I love you and look forward to being with you again. Namaste.